The Jessica Radcliffe Orca hoax, a 3,000-word deep dive into viral lies, real tragedies, and how to spot the fakes. What real orca incidents actually look like, and 3 fast checks you can use so you never get played again. Stay with me till the end because I'm going to give you a simple fake spotting checklist that works on any viral video you see this year. Let's start with the big claim. The video says a trainer named Jessica Radcliffe died after an orca dragged her under during a live show. It pins the location on a place with a dramatic name, Pacific Blue Marine Park, and even tosses in a shocking twist about menstrual blood attracting the whale. Sound cinematic, right? That's the point. It's built to hit every button in your brain: fear, outrage, sadness, and the feeling that you just watched proof. But here's the first crack in the story. That park doesn't exist. Search maps, directories, tourism sites, public records. There's no Pacific Blue Marine Park anywhere. None. When people first dug deeper, the second crack showed up. There are no official reports, no local news, no police notes, no workplace safety filings, no obituary, nothing that confirms a trainer named Jessica Radcliffe even exists, let alone died on the job. So, where did the clip come from? The short answer: the internet's new favorite magic trick, AI, and clever editing. The audio narration has that slightly robotic rise and fall that sounds dramatic but not quite human. Some frames don't line up cleanly when you pause. The movement feels stitched. This is a common recipe now. Take bits of unrelated footage, add an AI voiceover, layer on captions that sound authoritative, and boom, you have a news video that looks like it belongs on TV when it doesn't. Multiple outlets have called this exact video a hoax and flagged the AI fingerprints. But let's be fair for a second. People didn't believe it just because of editing tricks. They believed it because we've seen real tragedies with orcas before. In 2009, trainer Alexis Martinez died during a session at Loro Parque in the Canary Islands. In 2010, trainer Dawn Brancho died after an incident with Tillicum at SeaWorld Orlando. Those events were covered everywhere, investigated officially, and left records that anyone could verify. That's what real looks like: named parks, named whales, named investigators, named agencies, and dates you can check. The Jessica story has none of that. It borrows the vibe of real history without any of the receipts. Why did this specific hoax spread so fast? 3 reasons. First, shock is shareable. A trainer dying on camera sounds like a once-in-a-decade event, so people hit share before their brain hits brakes. Second, the story feels true because we've been primed by real cases. If you already know orcas have killed before, your brain takes a shortcut: I've heard this kind of thing, so this must be another example. That's called availability bias. Our minds love easy patterns. Third, the clip bundles in spicy details designed to stick, that menstrual bloodline. It's there to make the story feel raw and taboo, but there's no credible evidence for that claim in human-orca interactions. It's just shocking enough to make you remember it and repeat it. Fact-checkers flagged it as an attention tactic, not a fact. Anatomy of a hoax. Now, let's talk about the anatomy of this hoax in plain English: how it was built, how it fooled people, and how to break its spell. Step 1. Pick a name and a place that sound real. Jessica Radcliffe feels normal, like someone you could have gone to school with. Pacific Blue Marine Park sounds legit, vague enough to be anywhere on the West Coast or even overseas, but specific enough to feel real. When a name feels familiar, we lower our guard. Step 2. Add visuals that look like behind-the-scenes or fan-shot footage. A shaky camera. People in the crowd pointing at the splash. None of that proves anything, but it looks like the kind of thing a real bystander might film. We're all trained by the internet to trust phone videos. Step 3. Layer in a confident narrator. The voice doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to sound sure. Say a number, say an age, say 10 minutes after rescue. That fake precision, exact ages, exact minutes, makes a story feel documented even when it's not. When someone says, died within 10 minutes, your brain whispers, wow, they must have a report. But you never saw the report. You only heard the number. Step 4. Publish the clip across platforms at the same time. If you see the same video on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts, you think it's everywhere, so it must be legit. That feeling is an illusion called the bandwagon effect. The platforms amplify the content that gets the fastest reactions, not the content that's the most true. Step 5. Let commentary accounts do the rest. Reaction channels, compilations, and news pages pull each other's clips, add new titles, and now the hoax has 5 different wrappers. By the time you see it, it looks like everyone is covering it, when really they're all recycling the same source. The truth about orcas and trainers. Let's clear up a few things about orcas and trainers, because knowing the real picture helps you kill fake stories faster. Orcas are smart, like really smart. They learn from each other. They coordinate when hunting. They can mimic sounds. That intelligence is exactly why shows looked impressive for so long and why working with them has always been serious and risky. When a real incident happens at a real park, it triggers a chain: medical teams, investigators, official statements, and media coverage. You can't hide an on-site death. That's why every real case you've heard of has a trail. The Jessica story never developed one. It just looped the same clip and the same claims. What should you do the next time a video like this crosses your feed? Use the 3-check rule. It takes 60 seconds. Check 1. The place. Look up the exact name. Real parks have websites, addresses, booking pages, Google reviews, and news mentions. If you can't find the park, that's almost game over for the claim. Pacific Blue Marine Park fails this instantly. Check 2. The incident. Search the person's full name plus the words obituary, police, OSHA, official statement, or the country's workplace regulator. A death at an entertainment venue leaves paperwork. No paperwork usually means no event. Jessica Radcliffe fails this. 2. No credible records. No verified identity. Check 3. Independent news. Not just blogs repeating each other. Look for at least 2 unrelated outlets that did their own reporting. For this story, what you find are fact checks calling it fake and pieces explaining how the video was made and why it spread. That's the opposite of confirmation. That's debunking. Why hoaxes keep winning. If you're wondering whether you should feel embarrassed for believing it at first, don't. Hoaxes are getting slick. The goal isn't just to trick you. It's to make you feel something strong enough to share. The makers don't need everyone to believe it forever. They just need you to hit repost in the first 2 minutes. That's why your best move isn't to become a full-time detective. It's to slow down for 60 seconds and run the 3 checks. Most fakes fall apart right there. So why are we seeing more of these AI-spiked videos? Because the recipe is cheap and the payoff is big. Tools can generate smooth voiceovers in seconds. Stock footage can be stretched, cropped, and recolored to look new. Platforms reward speed and emotion. The result is a wildfire of almost truths. Clips that borrow real tragedy, add a scary twist, and then disappear before anyone asks for proof. With Jessica, the timing was perfect for virality. People already know orcas can be dangerous in captivity. They know past headlines, so the hoax slid into a groove our brains had ready. The menstrual blood rumor. One of the strangest add-ons to the story was the rumor about orcas reacting to menstrual blood. It's a classic move. Throw in a detail that feels edgy and unfiltered to make the video feel like insider info. But there's zero credible reporting that ties human menstruation to orca aggression toward trainers in any verified case. When a detail is that wild, it needs extraordinary proof. This one didn't have any. What it did have was shock value, and that's catnip for clicks. Real history matters. A quick word on real history because it matters. Dawn Brancho's death in 2010 led to federal investigations, legal action, and policy changes that were covered by major outlets around the world. Alexis Martinez's death in 2009 was also investigated and documented. You can read official findings, timelines, and outcomes. That's why it's so important not to mix those tragedies with a made-up story. One is painful reality with lessons and names. The other is a